Hello, traders and investors. Welcome to our in-depth technical analysis of PayPal, PYPL stock on the NASDAQ, as of July 29th, 2025. Today, we're diving into the data to break down the price action, volume trends, technical indicators, and what's next for PYPL. After a wild ride, let's see where this stock is headed. General overview and trend. On July 29, 2025, PYPL closed at 71.45, down 8.68% from the previous day's close of 78.22, after a sharp drop from a high of 73.28 to a low of 70.31. This followed a peak of 79.50 on July 28th, with a massive volume spike of 42,890,667 shares on July 29th. The stock has been volatile, ranging from 65.41 on May 1, 2025, to a high of 79.50 on July 28th. The short-term trend is bearish after the recent pullback, but the longer-term trend remains bullish, with the stock above its 200-day SMA 200 at 73.3428 and EMA 200 at 73.2717. Price and volume dynamics. The July 29th session saw PYPL drop significantly, closing at 71.45 with a volume of 42,890,667 shares, nearly triple the average daily volume of 5 to 15 million shares. The VWAP was 71.4615, aligning closely with the close, suggesting balanced trading despite the sell-off. The on-balance volume, OBV, fell to 122,775,224 from 165,665,891, reflecting distribution pressure, likely triggered by profit-taking or a negative catalyst like earnings or market sentiment. Notably, the Chaikin oscillator dropped to negative 6,283,136, reinforcing the bearish volume shift. Moving averages. Moving averages highlight the recent pullback within a broader uptrend. On July 29th, the 5-day SMA 5 was 76.4260 and EMA 5 was 75.3281, both well above the closing price of 71.45, confirming the sharp correction. The 10-day SMA 10, 75.3950, and EMA 10, 75.3932, also indicate the stock is below short-term averages, signaling bearish momentum. However, PYPL remains above its 20-day SMA 20, 75.1045, and EMA 20, 75.8834. The 50-day SMA 50, 74.1143, and EMA 50, 74.6151 suggest the longer-term uptrend is intact. The 200-day SMA 200, 73.3428, and EMA 200, 73.2717 provide strong support near 73.27, 73.34. Technical indicators. Let's unpack the key technical indicators to assess PYPL's momentum and potential direction. Momentum indicators. RSI 14 at 41.4950, the 14-day relative strength index is in neutral territory, down from 65.3950 on July 28th, indicating fading bullish momentum but not yet oversold. Stochastic K15 at 72.9711, with stochastic D15 at 76.0874, the K line below the D line suggests weakening short-term momentum. Stochastic K5 at 56.7069, with stochastic D5 at 73.0636, the sharp drop signals a bearish crossover, reinforcing the pullback. Williams R14 at negative 87.5952, it's near oversold, reflecting the steep decline from the recent high. Momentum 10 at negative 1.51, this negative value confirms the bearish shift over the last 10 days. Volatility indicators. ATR 14, the average true range is 2.2139, indicating moderate volatility useful for setting stop losses. Bollinger Bands. The upper band, BB upper, at 78.9611, the middle band, 20-day SMA, at 75.1045, and the lower band, BB lower, at 71.2479. The close at 71.45 is near the lower band, suggesting potential support or further downside if breached. Trend indicators. Let's unpack the key trend indicators to assess PYPL momentum and potential direction. ADX 14, the average directional index at 19.4526 indicates a weakening trend consistent with the recent consolidation after the uptrend. A rune up at 96.0 with a rune down at 0.0 and a rune oscillator 14 at negative 7.1429, the uptrend is still dominant but losing steam. MACD. The MACD line is at 0.7447, slightly below the signal line at 0.8190, with a negative histogram of negative 0.0743, signaling bearish momentum. Volume-based indicators. Chaikin oscillator at negative 6,283,136, the negative value confirms distribution, aligning with the OBV drop. MFI 14 at 59.3111 is neutral, down from 73.8376, indicating reduced buying pressure. Other indicators. Parabolic SAR. The parabolic SAR is above the current price, supporting the bearish outlook. TEMA 10. The triple exponential moving average at 75.8768 is above the close, confirming short-term bearishness. Ultimate OSC at 37.4917, it suggests neutral momentum with room for movement in either direction. Linear regression. The 14-day time series forecast TSF14 is at 76.7685, well above the closing price of 71.45, indicating PYPL is trading below its linear regression trend line, potentially oversold in the short term. Opening price prediction for the next trading day. Given the closing price of 71.45, VWAP of 71.4615, and neutral RSI 14, 41.4950, PYPL could open between 70.80 and 72.20 on July 30, 2025. The high ATR 14, 2.2139, and negative MACD histogram negative 0.0743 suggest continued volatility with a potential bounce if buying resumes or further downside if selling persists. Support and resistance levels. Support. Immediate support is at 71.2479, BB lower, followed by 70.31 July 29th low and 68.57 June 18th low if the decline continues. Resistance. Immediate resistance is at 73.3428 200-day SMA 200, followed by 75.1045 20-day SMA 20 and 78.22 July 28th close. Intraday price estimate. Using the ATR 14 of 2.2139, the next trading day's potential high is 71.45 plus 2.2139 equals 73.6639, and the low is 71.45 minus 2.2139 equals 69.2361. This suggests volatility between 69.24 and 73.66, consistent with recent price action. Potential scenarios. Bullish scenario. If buying volume returns and RSI 14 stabilizes above 50, PYPL could rebound to 73.34, 200-day SMA 200, or 75.10, 20-day SMA 20, especially with a positive catalyst like market recovery or news. Bearish scenario. If selling pressure continues with RSI 14 dropping below 30, PYPL could test 70.31 or 68.57, particularly if negative sentiment persists. Neutral scenario. PYPL may consolidate between 69.24 and 73.66 as traders assess the sustainability of the pullback. Interesting fact. The volume spike of 42,890,667 shares on July 29, 2025 was the highest since May 1, 2025, 10,072,072 shares, and the sharp drop of 8.68% paired with the Williams R14 of negative 87.5952 suggests a potential capitulation or panic sell-off. This could indicate an oversold condition, making PYPL a stock to watch for a reversal if buying pressure returns. Conclusion: PYPL is in a short-term bearish correction after dropping 8.68% to 71.45 with a massive volume of 42,890,667 shares. Neutral RSI 14, 41.4950, and proximity to the lower Bollinger Band, 71.2479, suggests a potential bounce, but the negative MACD histogram, negative 0.0743, and the OBV drop to 122,775,224 indicate caution. Traders should monitor the 69.24 to 73.66 intraday range, with support at 71.2479 and resistance at 73.3428. A break above 75.1045 could signal a return to the uptrend,